Hello friends, in today's video I'm going to talk about from phonetics point of view a very important topic, and that the name of that topic is place of articulation. This is such an important topic which is raised in many competitive exams. So without wasting time, let's move to our topic, place of articulation. So first of all, you should know that what is the meaning of place of articulation. Place of articulation means where the sounds are produced. So that is called the place of articulation. Now, the articulators which are involved in the production of consonant sounds in RP, they are of two types: active articulators and passive articulators. As the name indicates, active articulators. So, active articulators are those articulators which move toward the passive articulators, and the active articulators include the lower lip and the tongue. And the tongue, you know, it is divided into four parts in the production of consonant. These four parts are the tip, the blade, the front, and the back. So overall, active articulators includes the lower lip, the tip, the blade, the front, and the back. Now come to the passive articulators. Now what are passive articulators? As the name itself indicates, passive articulators are those articulators which don't move. They are called passive articulators. And among the passive articulators, which organs are included? Among the passive articulator include the upper lip, the teeth, the alveoli, it is also known as the teeth ridge, the hard palate, and the soft palate. So these are the organs which are included in the organs of speech. Actually, in place of articulation, we are only to tell which is the active articulator and which is the passive articulator, and the number of sounds in each category. So come to, on the basis of place of articulation, 24 consonant sounds, they are divided into different types, different category. So first category is bilabial. So concentrate on the word bilabial. So bi means two, and labial is the adjective of lips. Because in place of articulation, we use the adjectives of the passive articulator. So the labial is the adjective of the lips, and bilabial means in the production of which two lips are involved. That's why the term is bilabial. Bi means two, labial means lips, means in the production of which two lips are involved. That category of sound is called bilabial, and that's why in this bilabial the articulator are the two lips, as the name indicates, bilabial. Clear? Now the active articulator I have just discussed with you. The active articulator definitely will be the lower lip, and the passive articulator will be the upper lip, because upper lip is the passive articulator. Now there are four bilabial sounds, and these four bilabial sounds are purr, m, and v. So these are four bilabial sounds in English. So you should keep this in your mind. Come to the next category. Next category is called labiodental. So as you can notice, so there is no need to cram actually. If you try to cram phonetics, so definitely you will forget. Try to understand. So again the word is labiodental. So labio, do you know, lips, and dental is the adjective of teeth. Means in the production of these sounds, two organs are involved. One is the lip and the second is the teeth. Teeth, you know, is the passive articulator, and now that's why in this category there are the articulators are the lower lip and the upper teeth. So the lower lip is the active, you know, and the upper lip definitely will be the passive. But here active articulator will be the inner part of the lower lip, because the lower lip has also two parts. outer part and inner part. So the inner part of the lower lip is the active articulator, and the front upper teeth, because upper teeth has also two portions, front and inner. Inner means back part. So, but in the production of labiodental sound, so passive articulator is the front upper teeth and the active articulator is the inner part of the lower lip. There are two labiodental sounds in English and they are fur, over. The fur, they are two labiodental sounds in English. Now come to the next category, and the next category is dental. So dental, this word has come from the passive articulator, as I have told you that in the place of articulation, the categories they are named after the adjective of the passive articulator. So here in this category is dental, it means the teeth. Teeth are definitely the passive articulator. So here the articulators are the upper teeth and the tip of the tongue. So active articulator is no doubt the tip of the tongue, you know. The passive articulator is the inner part of the upper teeth. So inner part of the upper teeth is the passive articulator and tip of the tongue is the active articulator. And there are two dental sounds in English and they are th, the. So th, the are two labiodental sounds in English as I have explained you. So there are two labial sounds in English, th and the. Come to the next category, and the next category is alveolar. So alveolar has come from the word alveoli. Now alveoli is also known as the teeth ridge. So here in this category, the passive articulator will be the alveoli or the teeth ridge, and the active articulator will be the blade of the tongue. So the blade of the tongue is the active articulator and the teeth ridge or alveoli is the passive articulator. Now there are six alveolar sounds in English. So these six sounds are turder, surger, nerler. So these six are alveolar sounds. Now come to the next category, and the next category is post alveolar. Post, do you know post means back alveolar? So a sound which is produced with the help of the rear part of the teeth ridge, the back part of the teeth ridge. So here the active articulator is the tip of the tongue and the passive articulator is the rear of the alveoli. The rear means the back of the teeth ridge. And there is one post alveolar sounds in RP, and it is R. The R is a post alveolar sound. Come to the next category. Next category is plato alveolar. Now it consists of two words, plato alveolar. Now a Plato has come from the word hard palate and alveolar from the teeth ridge. So there are two passive articulators. One is the teeth ridge and second is the hard palate. And that's why the active articulator will be the blade, because blade is the just opposite to the teeth ridge and the front of the tongue is just opposite to the hard palate. So the blade and the front of the tongue, they are the active articulator, and the teeth ridge and the hard palate, they are the passive articulator. There are four plato alveolar sounds in English. They are churger, shz, churger, shz. So in shz there is humming, shz. So they are plato alveolar sounds in English. Come to the next category, and the next category is palatal. So the word palatal has come from the passive articulator hard palate. So here the passive articulator is the hard palate and the active articulator, you know, because the part of the tongue just opposite to the hard palate is the front of the tongue. So front of the tongue is the active articulator and the hard palate is the passive articulator. And there is one palatal sound in English in RP, and that is y. So y is the palatal sound. Come to the next category. Next category is velar. Now what is velar? Actually velar is the adjective of the soft palate. So the passive articulator is the soft palate and the part of the tongue just opposite to the soft palate is always back of the tongue. So the passive articulator is Passive articulator is the soft palate and active articulator is the back of the tongue. And there are three vowel sound and they are k, g, k, g, So these are three vowel sounds. Now come to the next category, and the next and the last category is glottal. Now what is glottal? Now glottal, this word has come from the vocal cords because the space between the vocal cords is called glottis, and that's why it's called glottal. So as the term indicates, this sound is produced with the help of the vocal cords. Vocal cords are drawn wide apart, and then the air coming from the lungs, it passes through that wide gap without any friction. It passes through that gap spontaneously and clearly. And there's one glottal sound in RP, and that is h. That is h. So that's all about your place of articulation. So if you